Alright, so we got a nice Kenmore Whirlpool made original machine. Love these. Now, so drain hose, we do need to change the dog adjuts. I'll link a video on how to change those. Pretty straightforward. But if you notice you can do that, you need to change them. Pretty straightforward. You take that off. Nut. Anyways, this guy's missing the lid switch. Not the end of the world. Now I'm going to put it into drain and spin. I'm going to pull the knob. You'll hear what it's doing. Take a listen. Hopefully you can hear it. Okay, it's humming. That means the switch is good. Well, the bypass section is good. Timer is setting power. Motor's getting power. Motor's not turning. We need to see why. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pull the drain pump off the motor and put it back into drain and spin and see if we are spinning. If we are spinning, we know something is caught in the drain pump. All right, let's get this out. Let's flip it on its front. All right, so we're under the machine. This is your drain pump. Oh, we're missing a clip. Oh, 2 clips. Weird. This machine came in. Now I do have some oil here. Not always the end of the world, but definitely concerning. And you want to make sure that everything's tight. So the drain pump has to be, should be connected. Looks like it was shaking around. Almost looked broken. So this might even be leaking. See that? Yeah, so this is definitely leaking right there. This will have to be replaced. I'm surprised they didn't. Something's probably caught in this pump. Water's leaking. All right, so now I'm going to put the machine back up and put it into drain and spin again. And that's the capacitor up there. We're going to pull this pump off, but first, we already know now the issue is the pump. Let's see if the washer will spin. Hopefully we should spin now, but let's see if we're going to spin. If not, we have more issues. This washer just came in, so I have no clue what's going on with it. All right, so now the washer is starting to spin. Pay attention to this. Now, if you're able to grab the drum, do not grab it just rapidly, but slowly put your hand on it. Maybe use a towel or something. And if you can slowly stop it, don't use a lot of force, you should be able to. That would mean your clutch needs to be replaced. Your clutch would be responsible for maintaining a rapid and strong spin. So if you're having your clothes coming out wet after the washer has drained, but your clothes are still not wrung out, I guess, they're just soaking wet, then it will be your clutch. And the way to determine that is to basically hold the drum in place as you put it into spin. If the machine is not able to pull it or move it out of your hand, then your clutch is bad. All right, so we have a drain pump issue, and we're going to remove that drain pump, put another one on, and replace the dogs or agitator and clean this up a little bit, and that's going to be the fix for this. All right, so we're going to be checking your Whirlpool washer lid switch. 2 screws here. Now this is going to stop you from draining and spinning. Your clothes will be wet. The washer will not go into spin if this is bad. Now I'll give you a little trick here. If you discover that your switch is separated, you can use a zip tie and put it around it, squeeze it back together, and chances are it's going to be still good. Sometimes you'll have a metal thing underneath. Go ahead and just wiggle it and remove that. You don't need it. All right, so we're going to check this to make sure it's working, or show you how to check your switch. Set your meter on continuity. Now, you don't worry about the green wire. That's your ground. So the 2 wires at the end, you're going to be checking. Now, when you close the door, it should engage. Okay. So this is a working switch. So we'll put this on the washer. Just wanted to show that to you. If your washer is not draining and spinning, you check your switch. Now, sometimes your drain pump, which can stop you from spinning, but that's going to be a humming noise, not silent. This will be totally silent, no noise. All right. This is on your Whirlpool Kenmore style older version washer. How to change the lid switch on your older style washer here, Kenmore Whirlpool made. So technically you can actually change it without taking off the console. You can just grab these, Phillips screw, next thing we're going to do is pull this out, tab, I'm not sure if it was even done properly. Look, it's falling apart. Stuff like this. Hey, when people do this stuff. Let me see what I'm going to do with it. All right, so listen guys, if you have to bypass your washer on these older style, do not cut this. Never cut this, okay? If you have to bypass your washer to get your load done, all you need to do, get the door switch, leave that on the machine, cut this black and this black wire, strip them, put a wire nut, and connect them. Don't worry about the green. They'll be connected to the body of the machine. That's it. That's how you bypass. Once you damage your washer, it's never the same. Don't cut these wires. All right, we're going to be replacing the switch on the washer, Kenmore style. And to remove your switch, you're going to have 2 screws here. Now this is the assembly. You'll have a ground screw. I'm going to pull this cover off. Tab, tab, bring this forward. You will need to attach this 5/16 screw up under here. Otherwise you could fight with it and get it. I've done it, but by the time you do all of that, pull the machine apart, no problem, get it done. All right, I'm going to insert this. Make sure that you secure the back, otherwise you can damage the pressure tube and other components. Put something behind it so it doesn't fall, just in case there's a holder at the bottom. If that's not connected, it's going to yank on your pressure tube and damage it. Alright, so here we are. And the switch is going to go under here. When the door closes, it pushes it down like that. Put the screws up top. Have tabs, metal tabs up here that you will secure the wire or the harness. Hopefully they're still in place. Sometimes they're missing. If not, you have to use zip tie to just secure them. No big deal. can put a zip tie through here, and it holds it in place. Just like that. All right, I'm going to tighten this up. Then you're going to have a screw here. It's a 5/16 screw to tighten your lid switch. All right, I'm going to tighten that. All right, so that's done. Never going to fail again. We do have to put one zip tie there, and we're good. And that's how you do your door switch and your Whirlpool washer. Nice and tight. Don't over tighten these, by the way, because you'll end up snapping the switch. All right, we're going to be changing the drain pump on your older style Whirlpool washer. Now, a couple things to note. Once you remove the clamp or clamps, you want to make sure you twist them back, keep them in the same orientation as they were. While you're changing your pump, two reasons. It's leaking, or you have something caught in it and you cannot get it out. Okay? A towel, rag, whatever, something get caught in there and stops your washer from spinning or draining. It's your drain pump, and it grabs the motor. You're going to have a humming noise. Your motor will not be able to turn. So to determine if your drain pump is bad or good, disconnect the brackets, put it in drain and spin. It's not going to dump any water because it's still sealed. Then, if it spins, your pump is bad. If you want to mark where your clamps and everything were, go ahead and do that so you get it back in the same spot. The reason for that, it keeps the clamp in the same original position. Twist. There's water, drain it. This clamp is in the wrong position. It should be on the opposite side. So we need to change that. Look at that, it wasn't even on. When you put your hose on, make sure it butts up to that. It has to, otherwise it's going to leak. Now, if your pump was stuck and you want to be able to pull something out of it, you can do that. But since this is leaking, it wouldn't make any sense to do that. All right, I'll have a video on that. You can pull it out, needle nose pliers, and get it out of there. Save your pump. This is a used pump, but it doesn't leak. To determine if your pump is leaking, pour some water in here, fill it up all the way to the top. You'll see if it's dripping. You can also put one hand here and blow. It should not leak any air. If it leaks, replace the pump. I like to start with the furthest one, back here. Wiggle it. Perfectly seated all the way. Now, make sure everybody's relaxed, meaning get the pump in a nice relaxed position, both of them, before you tighten your clamps. Okay? In fact, put it on, grab the coupler, rotate until it falls. Beautiful. Now, you want to make sure that they're nice and nothing is binding. Now you can tighten your clamps. And we had a mark. We'll find our mark so that we get the clamp back where it was. Okay. There it is. A little further down. Now you have your two clips. These go on pretty straightforward. In, turn, locks in. All right, that's done. You can double check your work, make sure it still turns. Wasn't turning before. That's when you install your pump. Just gotta put the body back on and we're done. One thing to note, make sure that when you put your body on, these have some tabs and the tabs should be nice and straight. If they're not, get a flat blade in there, tap them out with a hammer, make sure they're straight, and put your body back on, otherwise it's not going to be on straight. And I can tell this one is not. So let's straighten that up. See that? That's good. That's good. See how flat that is? That should not be. And that one is okay. So we're going to straighten this one out. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, get your flat blade, insert it. You might need a hammer, pit. And as you do, you're going to pry just like that. Now once the body's on, you can get back onto here and just tweak it just a little bit. Alright, so this is done. Put the body on and we're good to go. Thanks for watching. Alright, you want to make sure you're nice and tight all along. Everybody should be nice. It should look something like this. That means everybody's in